What a performance by our Buffalo Bills as they dominate the Miami Dolphins en route to an early AFC East lead. Hello, everyone. My name is Brett McDurphy, and I am with the Go Bills podcast, the founder of the Go Bills podcast. And tonight we are going to talk about the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills game. The Bills starting off the year 2-0. And first of all, before we begin, I want to take a moment to send my thoughts and prayers to Tua Tagovailoa, who left the Miami Dolphins game in the third quarter with a concussion. And this is probably around his fourth or fifth concussion that he's had in the NFL. And based off of how serious it is with the amount of concussions that he has, you never know if his career is going to be over with that. And I just want to take a moment to send my condolences to him and his family and wish him all the best in his recovery from the injury that he has. Obviously, that it was a hit that was clean, and I know that a lot of Miami Dolphins fans are going to say it was a dirty hit, but that's just a play that Damar Hamlin made, and he has to make that play. One of the tough plays that you make in the NFL, and injuries can happen in the NFL. That's what happened there. And it's an unfortunate situation, but we wish him all the best in his recovery from the injury that he had. The Buffalo Bills did win the game 31-10 overall. And this was a performance that I was a little surprised with. Obviously, when I did the pregame show, I said that the Buffalo Bills were going to have to run the ball a lot in this game, and that's what happened there overall in the game. The Bills did not rely on Josh Allen in the game. He only completed 13 passes in the game. Not a lot of yardage from him, only 139 yards. He did have the one touchdown to James Cook, but it was a game where they didn't have to rely on Josh Allen's arm or his legs in the game. They relied on James Cook, who had 11 carries for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game. He also had, in the passing game, he had a total of 1 catch for 17 yards and a touchdown. So it was more of just putting the ball in the running backs and other playmakers. And you saw that we don't necessarily have to win ball games with Josh Allen playing heroic football. We can rely on guys like James Cook or Ray Davis or even some of the other playmakers that we have. And we also found out that it's not just the Josh Allen show in Buffalo, and he's not the only answer that we have. We have some playmakers in here with Khalil Shakir, number 1, who had 5 catches for 54 yards, leading the Bills in yardage for the game and catches. Also, Dalton Kincaid, great games from them. He finished the day with 33 yards, 4 catches in the game. Not the numbers that we really wanted to have for him, but a decent day for Kincaid. Not for fantasy owners, obviously. That's not what you really want to see. Obviously, you want the touchdowns there, but a good, solid game. The Bills' defense, on the other hand, they had an excellent day today. 3 interceptions led by Jamarcus Ingram with 2 interceptions. Incredible stats from him. 2 interceptions in the game. One of those ran back for a touchdown. The other one, another excellent interception where he was able to have a ball that was deflected off of the receiver go into the hands of Ingram and gives the ball back to the Buffalo Bills. I do see you guys in the chat. I want to go to the chat real quick. Red, White, and Bills. My buddy Sean Kula coming into the chat. Let's go. As well as Allen made some amazing key throws. He was very efficient. That's the thing is, not only did the Bills not have to rely on Josh Allen, but when they did rely on Josh Allen, he came in clutch in this game, and he looked very good. Now with the Bills getting 10 days of rest, then Josh Allen can recover from the hand injury, and they can get some treatment on it. The defense of the Buffalo Bills looks spectacular out there. Another good game from Ed Oliver as well as Von Miller, his second game in a row with a sack in this game. He already leads has more tackles for the Bills this season than he had last year. Only injury of note to mention is the Terrell Bernard injury. He left with a pectoral injury. has not returned, so that is something that we have to be concerned about. The Bills' leading tackler in this game, Damar Hamlin, 10 tackles in the game. 8 of those were on his own, 2 assisted. And then Balin Spector also had 10 tackles in the game. Good numbers from him overall in the game. Dorian Williams as well, 10 tackles in the game. 5 of those were solo tackles, as well as 5 assisted. So some good numbers from the linebackers. But where did the Bills go from here? That's the main question that we have to think about. The Bills are going to go up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They will play at home next week. That will be an excellent game. And then we do have a tough stretch with the Baltimore Ravens coming up as well, and a few other teams that we will be going up against. But the Bills will take on the Jacksonville Jaguars Monday Night Football at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So a little bit of a break for the Buffalo Bills right now. They will get some days off, some much-needed rest for the team, and it's going to be a good ride back to Buffalo tonight for the Bills as they overtook the Miami Dolphins in South Beach and dominate the series again, as always, that they have done in Josh Allen's career. Josh Allen moves on to 13-1 in his career against the Miami Dolphins, and his stats, as I've mentioned, look very good out there. John Robert coming into the chat, Bills won, great. Also saying hopefully Terrell will be better after the mini bye. That's what we're hoping for. As soon as we get any news on that, we will break it to you guys, not only on YouTube and Facebook, but we will also share it on GoBillsPodcast.com as well. Great game overall from the Buffalo Bills. I do want to get into the team stats for the game. As I will mention, Josh Allen finishing the game 13 of 19, 139 yards, 1 touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa finishing 17 of 25, 145 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions in the game. Leading rusher for the Bills, James Cook, 11 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns in the game. Leading receiver was Khalil Shakir, 5 catches for 54 yards, 0 touchdowns. And as I mentioned, for the defense, leading the way with a few guys in Damar Hamlin, Balin Spector, and Dorian Williams leading the way for the Bills. On the Dolphins side of the ball, Devon Chan leading the way in rushing yards, 96 yards on 22 carries, 4.4 average there. And Tua Tagovailoa having 2 carries for 17 yards in the game. Leading the way in receiving was actually Devon Chan as well. 7 catches for 69 yards, 1 touchdown in the game. Second receiver was Jonnu Smith, 6 catches for 53 yards. But when you look at the things for the Buffalo Bills, this is where I absolutely loved it, is that Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill both shut out in this game. 4 catches for Waddle for 41 yards. Tyreek Hill, 3 catches for 24 yards. On the defensive side of the ball, leading the way was David Long. 9 tackles in the game solo, along with 2 assisted, 11 tackles in the game. And if you look at our familiar foe in Jordan Poyer, 4 tackles in the game, 3 of those assisted. The Buffalo Bills, like I mentioned, will take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, while the Miami Dolphins next week will travel to Seattle and take on the Seattle Seahawks on the other side of the coast. But for the Buffalo Bills, this is a big momentum shift in the AFC East, with the New England Patriots going up against the Seattle Seahawks this week, playing at home. This could be momentum boosting for the Buffalo Bills, as the entire AFC East could be 1-1 at the end of the weekend. So that could really well help them a lot this week and give them momentum at the start of the season. The Bills do have a tough schedule coming up. And like we mentioned before, and you heard it from Sean Kula, he said it best. I mean, it really comes down to the Bills starting off strong. And then if they lose a couple of those games, it doesn't hurt their playoff chances nearly as much as if you start slow. So for me, I'm happy with what we've seen so far. We've got to keep the momentum up and make sure that we continue this excellent run that we have had, but we also need to get healthy. 11 days off that we will have until we go up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's get healthy and let's continue to rehab, and let's not lose momentum in what we have so far from the team. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on social media. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, as well as Threads. You can also find us on our website, gobillspodcast.com. Click on over to the website where you will find all of our upcoming shows. We will be live next on the Nickel City Mafia. We will have our post-game show with them as well. So if you're looking for more content tonight, click on over to Nickel City Mafia in about 20 minutes before we go live. This has been Go Bills Podcast. We will see you next time for another edition of our post-game show presented by GoBillsPodcast.com. Until then, Go Bills.